Yo, what's up, guys? Today we continue the preparing for the session part for Elite Rounders Mental Game Corner. And today our topic is actually pre-session warm-up. So what can you do before the session, which is still very crucial? Um, so we start with the first thing, pre-session warm-up. So meditation is one thing you can start with. Let's say meditation is a good way to start. I do feel like I always get better results when I meditate, so I think it's very important. Again, you don't need to start with. First of all, I hear a lot of people actually say like meditate 20 minutes. Again, I think all this pre-session warm up, everything we are talking about, in the end comes down what do you like to do and what do you actually do. So it's like don't make a pre-session warm-up which you never do, or it's not like your type of training. If you don't like meditating, don't do it for 20 minutes, do it 5 minutes or 2 minutes. Whatever you can start with is good, and maybe you can build it up later, because it does get easier the more you do it, right? So meditation is a great way to get your mindset, like kind of empty your mind. Basically you can just sit still for 2 minutes for beginning, and then build it up if you want. But again, I think it's very important that you just find your way to do the things which feels like gives you the maximum energy. No, not all these things what I've said here is a must thing to do. And obviously you can't do every day perfectly. Like some days you sleep worse and everything like this. So it's never going to be perfect, but that's what we try to do, as perfect as possible, right? We are humans, we are flawed. That's always good to remember. So don't be so hard on yourself if that day you didn't meditate or something. But you do it again next time. Even if you mess up, you do it tomorrow or the day after, whatever. So I think it's key to just keep doing things even if you mess up one day. It's not gonna break you. But yeah. But the important thing is to get the habit going, right? So I think after that, you can have inspirational video music a little bit to get you pumped up. I think everybody has some YouTube videos or podcast or whatever you listen, watch, which could be motivational. There's plenty of motivational videos on YouTube, for example. I find those kind of nice before session to give you a little bit boost for the day. This is a way of motivate yourself in a way. I do think it helps, and I like it because it makes me feel good too. So inspirational video music, but again, it can be just music. Doesn't have to be video, or just listen some guy talk about the inspirational stuff for you, whatever. But again, listen something whatever inspires you, not somebody else. So find your videos. Again, we want to find a way which works the best for you. Everybody's different. Some people would listen to a rap song, and I don't listen rap too much, so that's not something I would be inspired. But somebody that could work. And somebody listen pop music for inspiration. I don't know, whatever, ABBA. But yeah, either way, find the way which works for you. So I think then other thing with the pre-session warm-up, we should definitely look at couple hands before we start playing. And this can be just 5 minutes. Again, don't waste too much energy in your warm-up. I don't think you want to go over the line. Let's say some people want to do pre-warm-up, which is 1 hour, 1.5 hours. That actually takes a lot of energy to prepare for that long. So I don't think you want to do warm-up which is 1 hour, 1.5 or 2 hours, which is pretty crazy, but I've heard some people do it. So I think you want to stick to something which you can do every day, and it's not gonna take too much time. I think that's the key. As long as you do these things every day, it's gonna benefit you the most. If you're building some perfect warm up which is 2 hours, but you never do it, how perfect it is. It's not usable, right? So don't do that. So I think again, hand review, maybe you just look at a couple hands from a database before you start your session, just to get you up to speed a little bit. Poker is like Formula One. They have couple laps. They just test the car. Ice hockey players, they go 20 minutes before the game, half an hour actually before the game. They go there, shoot the puck, make some passes, shooting, whatever. You need to get your mindset ready for the game. And same as footballers, before the matches they usually don't talk too much actually. But I was just checking the documentary on Tottenham Hotspurs. So the people are just kind of sitting in the bus, listening their own music and whatever. But that's way for them to like prepare for the match. So it's like they listen to their favorite music. They're just in their own world, thinking, focusing. You get ready for the things, what's happening. And I think some visualization could be added here too. I always remember this when we went to NHL game. It was in Denver. But anyway, Matt Duchene was there. He's a pretty good hockey player. And before the game, he kind of came to the ringside before the match. And it looked like he kind of closed his eyes and he was just standing there. So I think he was just like visualizing how the game would go. So I think visualization is definitely something you could actually add. So again, do some visualization on... actually, I think one of the things which is very helpful with visualization is to make a session which goes totally dog poo. Like it's just disaster session. Because like if you can picture it in your mind first, let's say the session just going terrible, and you are fine with it. It can reduce tilt that you already saw this happening. Like that's what Michael Phelps and all these other top athletes do as well. In the worst case scenario, what happens? They deal with it before it happens. So whenever it happens, because, things go bad sometimes, then you're more prepared for it. And it's like when you visualize things going bad and you didn't freak out or you didn't panic or whatever, you didn't do anything, it gives you more like calmness when it actually happens in reality. So I think it's very important to picture the worst case scenario and just being like thinking about like visualization, the situation that is totally fine. So I think that's the key. Then of course you should visualize your best possible session. You're making bluffs, they're working, you're making great calls, you're making great bet sizes, you're getting team value, yada yada, whatever. So picture also your best possible session, what you could ever dream of. This is to motivate yourself and get yourself in better mindset after visualizing everything in disaster. And the last one, you could, for example, visualize yourself in a situation when you played the best poker you ever played. So whenever this happened, picture that time, the emotions you had, how did you feel? This is kind of to get that flow going for yourself before you start the session. So I think this visualization should be, I think it could be like after this meditation inspirational video. I think that would be kind of good time. Then you can look at a couple hands and kind of start. But again, you can also look at like, if you don't want to hand review, you could also use like softwares like BioSolver or PokerSnowy or GTO Plus or ICM Miser. Just look at a couple hands, but this is actually same as hand review. But yeah, basically when you start playing though, I think you want to start with couple tables. Like let's say if I play 15 tables usually, I'm not gonna load like 15 tables like bang. Like it's gonna like 15 tables on your monitor like immediately. So you kind of want to give yourself again time to build up. So you start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's say in half an hour you have 15 tables. That's way better than just loading immediately like 15 tables, because like your brain kind of needs a little bit time to like get on it. It's like, what's happening here? It's like like all the time, playing poker. So your brain needs to prepare for it, and if you add up like slower, I feel like your brain gets more into it quicker. But of course, this good warm-up already helps that. So you will be more prepared to play 15 tables immediately, whatever the amount of tables you play. Because the warm-up is good and it has prepared your mindset already to play poker. That's why you do the warm-up. It's like preparing your mind to do the work. So I think actually the pre-session warm-up already helps with this. But yeah, so just start by adding couple tables. Like you can go like at every few minutes, like one more table. And slowly build up your table amount, and I think it will be pretty good. Yeah, so if you enjoyed the video, please send some comments. What else would you do? I think there's still a lot of things I didn't cover, and definitely went through faster than I wanted. But like, I think overall this should get you at least started with the pre-session warm-up. But again, I want to point out, like, in a lot of these videos, like, it's about finding what works for you. Like this, while we can read about everybody's preparement for the day, like LeBron, Lederer, not that guy, Federer. All these guys sleep like 12 hours a day. First of all, I don't want to sleep 12 hours a day, even if I would play sports. So again, it's not like every preparation works for everybody. You just need to find your way. What makes you feel good? What makes you achieve the flow state? The state when you're playing the best poker? That's what you need to find, right? So I think it's very important to test things out. So start with that. But yeah, thank you for watching.